People are asking me, should I buy shares of Snapchat? Well, let's get some answers now from somebody who's watching this stock. He's Mark Sebastian of Option Pit Mentoring. What do you think? Is this stock a buy?
Right now, if I look at it from a fundamental standpoint, everybody who's into fundamentals or viability is screaming this stock is the biggest short since Groupon.
And
right?
that just means that traders know it's going to go up, and they want to just wait for that to come down.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, everybody looking at it
plunge.
says has no business being priced where it's priced. It's going to drop. But the problem is there's no way to borrow the stock. There's no way to short the stock, as we say in the business. So with that, that means basically all that can be done is buying of the name, in what's called a short squeeze. So I think that we could see this name push to maybe even a $50 billion valuation before all is said and done. Then eventually, as what's called a lockup ends, so after the IPO, employees, people that have been involved in the IPO itself, they have a 1-year lockup before they can sell their stock.
Does this apply to the average investor, though, who bought the stock, say, yesterday or this week? Do they have to wait a year? They can buy and sell and do
Anybody who's buying
want.
on the open market can get in and out whenever they want. People that got to get in before for that $17 IPO price, a lot of them are locked up, especially the people that were actually involved in distributing the IPO. So there's very, very little stock to trade, and that in itself is going to push the stock higher. Now, once that lockup period ends and people are able to look at the fundamentals of the stock, the fact that there's legitimately no way to monetize this thing, they have less engagement than they did 6 months ago, that user growth is falling, I think that this stock is going to plummet. I think it's going to be worth less than Twitter. Instagram Stories is having Snapchat's lunch right now.
A couple of other key issues. These are small caveats, but they could be big. The company doesn't really have any real headquarters, which is a little dicey. Okay, I know it's a couple of cool guys from Stanford. Hey, we're in flip-flops. Mm-hmm. But then you have the other issue of, if you buy the stock, you have no voting rights. You're a shareholder with no voting rights, which means the company can do whatever it wants to do.
It's like Class B shares. This entire IPO is non-traditional. Not very much stock, really long lockup. They didn't release a lot to the retail public. And no voting rights. And then you add that to the fact that we haven't seen a company with this little to it since the dot-com boom. I think this thing is set up to cascade lower.
Let's play the other side,
But it may be a year. It may be a year and a half before it
We have to play the other
tanks.
side, because people are saying really negative Nelly comments about Facebook. Everybody hated Facebook, and it sold off into the teens, and here we are today. It's the hottest stock in tech,
right?
practically.
But part of that is they were smartly picked up Instagram, which is where a lot of the growth in the stock is also coming from. No, Facebook at the time, though, was a much more mature company. Nobody said Facebook's going to go out of business. People maybe questioned whether their valuation, but because they IPO'd at about $100 billion, but Facebook was a much more mature company when they came to market.
And here's the other issue, and you really hit this as well, is that when you are up against Facebook and your Snapchat, look out.
Yeah. Oh, Mark Zuckerberg.
I just watched The Social Network again.
He tried to buy them for $3 billion a couple years back. You watch this, he may end up buying them for less than $3 billion on the open market.
Well, it's time for us to disappear, but we'll be right back.